Hello everyone, my name is PsyCrow, this is EMC To The Sky episode 32, and today we're gonna make the Antimatter Pellet, where we go through a lot of mechanism things. Yeah, basically more or less all of them. So hang on. So to make the Antimatter Pellet and also the Antimatter material, we need to go through a rabbit hole through mechanism. That all starts with one simple thing, an electric separator. Let's see, electric separator. We have that one right. Where is it? No, we need to make oxygen. The oxygen. There. It all starts with this electric separator because looking through the quest book of antimatter, there we need to create a supercritical phase shifter, which require polonium, which require nuclear waste, which requires a fission reactor. And if you go back to the supercritical phase shifter, we need SPS casing, which require HDPE pellets, which require substrate, which pellets, which require substrate, oxygen and liquid ethylene. And the Plutonium pellet require polonium and water and fluoride dust. And if we look at the those oxygen, the liquid ethylene, we need a rotating condensator to make hydrogen and water into biofuel hydrogen. We get from taking water in an electric separator that gets oxygen and hydrogen. Also we need, let's see here, sulfur trioxide, sulfuric acid, uranium oxide. There's a lot of things we need to get started. So, but first of all, I apparently hit that one. So let's get an electric separator. That's the first thing. Luckily, a lot of these gases we can convert into fuel, and once we have the fuel, we can put it into a creative tank. So let's make this core. Apparently, we don't have any osmium dust. We can do this. Oh, this has an EMC value. Let's quickly do that. So, electric separator. Let me just bookmark it so we don't lose it. There. We just need a gold dust. Oh. And gold we can do in our pulverizer here. And I did remove the augment to make it really, really fast. But we only need one. There. Let's just multiply it. And now we can make the first of our machine that is an electric separator. There we go. And let me get this set up. So I will make the first step. I take water and turn it into two different gases, and then the gases are converted into liquid and back again into a creative tank. So we can continue this process. So I will find an area. I think we need a large area actually. So I think we're gonna take all this area here for all the different mechanism things. Yeah. So let's get started. I will be right back. This is the first basic setup. So we have a creative tank with water that goes into an electric separator that takes the water and separate into hydrogen and oxygen. They go into each of their tank. So you see we have oxygen there and hydrogen there. Then they go into a rotary condensator that takes the gases and convert into liquid. And then we have liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen, which we can take into a bucket. So here, a bucket there, and we can take a creative tank. It's right there. So if I need some oxygen next up, I can do this. Take some liquid oxygen and just put it in there, and then add a rotary condensator to convert it back into a gas. And this is the way we're gonna build the setup that creates all the different gases for us. So we are gonna have a lot of these smaller setups. That's gonna end up with antimatter pellets. So let me build the next part. So let's see, let's check my notes. The next thing we need to build is, so we need a rotary condensator to take water into water vapor. And we're gonna use the water vapor, sorry, my bad. We need a chemical oxidizer to create sulfur dust into sulfur dioxide. Okay, cool. Let me build some more and I'll be right back. And I'm gonna make some dampeners to kind of make these sounds a little bit less. So yeah, be back. It's not the most elegant solution, but it works. So we have our oxygen over here, and we also have our sulfuric dioxide right here in liquid form. Then I take the what is called the liquid oxygen converted into oxygen, and they go into a chemical infuser. You can see oxygen and also sulfuric dioxide, and they make sulfur trioxide, which go into a tank, which go into a rotary condensator, which make the liquid form. And then we can use, let's see here, trioxide. We're going to use the sulfuric trioxide in making sulfuric acid together with water vapor and sulfuric trioxide. So I'm going to make a similar setup right over here that gets a water vapor. Where's the water vapor? No, we haven't made that yet. That's just a water into a rotary condensator. So yeah, this is the way I'm going to do it. So whenever I need a fuel, I'm just going to grab it and put it into a creative tank, convert it into a liquid, into a gas again, and put it into a machine that outputs the next material. So yeah, let me continue this path, and maybe I will try to make it a little bit beautiful, adding the power in the bottom and stuff like that, so we don't see all these flux points. I also added upgrades to all the muffling upgrade, so they don't make that much noise. We don't really care about the speed of the machines, because once this tank is full, or we have one bucket, we're good. So yeah, let me continue my building, and once something exciting happens, I will bring you back. I made the majority of the chemicals we need, so I got up to our Fissile Fuel we're going to use for our fission reactor. So Fissile Fuel. There, this one is going to give us nuclear waste, and we're going to use nuclear waste to actually make plutonium, and we're also going to need to make polonium. Sorry about that. But before that, we need to make the DT fuel. Let's see here, this one. Yes, so we need tritanium, which is made by lithium using a solar neutron activator. And this one we need to make from lithium dust. And lithium dust we can make, no, we just need lithium. So liquid lithium comes from the thermal evaporation controller, which turns brine into lithium. And brine we make from, again, in the thermal evaporation controller using water, and that turns into brine. So we need to build the big towers. So I guess I can make them work with power, not solar, because we don't build it down here. So yeah, let me build them, and I'll be right back once we made those things as well. But we now have the fissile fuel and uranium hexafluoride and hydrofluoric acid and uranium oxide and sulfuric acid and sulfuric trioxide and sulfuric dioxide and hydrogen and oxygen. So I got my liquid DT fuel, which I'm going to use for the creative tank. Let me just double check it to be on the safe side. No, maybe it's the creative, this one. Let's see, yeah, liquid DT fuel, yes, cool. And I also got my deuterium, and also got my oxygen and heavy water there. The heavy water is right in there. I got my HDDP pellet, made from liquid ethylene, and I think is it oxygen, or yeah, oxygen, yeah. So yeah, and upstairs, if you go upstairs, because the thermal evaporation chamber needs a solar panel, so I have to go up there. So I put in water, and that turns into brine, and the brine goes in here and turns into liquid lithium, and then I take my liquid lithium, convert to lithium, and then put it through a neutron activator, and I get a fissile liquid tritium. And if we go downstairs again, where's my? It's right over here. I also make fissile fuel for my fission reactor. I think it's yeah, it's this one right here. So I made an ultimate chemical tank, so we have plenty of fissile fuel, because fissile fuel I can't turn into liquid. So, and fissile fuel is uranium hexafluoride, which we make. I think it's there, right? No? There it is. No, it's right over here. Where we combine uranium oxide and also hydrofluoric acid, we get uranium hexafluoride. And that we convert into, put in here, and we get fissile fuel. So next step is to make the fission reactor. I'm going to put it right here, and once we got the fission reactor, we can make the plutonium and polonium, and then we can make the antimatter reactor. I think it's called the supercritical something. Let me just double check antimatter. Yeah, the supercritical phase shifter. Yeah, and we're gonna use the fission reactor to create a lot of power for that one. So yeah, hang on, I'll build the fission reactor right here. I have now made the fission reactor and also a steam turbine. So I have added a lot of you can see here fissile fuel into the fission reactor together with water coolant, which will be filled up now. And once this fissile fuel is going to create some steam, and this steam is going to drive this turbine to generate a lot of Fe. And I think we can get up to 1.5 million Fe per tick. So I think it's time to also upgrade our storage capacity system. And the best way to do that is using Draconic evolution. So I'm going to make the ball right there. But first of all, I'm going to start this reactor. Let's just see what happens. Let me just try to limit it to 5, just to be on the safe side. Yes, and let's see what happens. Activate. So this one starts, and all the coolant go out. But we're gonna generate water as well, steam. Oh, do we need to extract it for this one? No. It goes in, and we have to stop it because I apparently do not generate enough heat. So let's upgrade this pipe here. So let's see here, mechanism. And if we take the alloy, it needs the reinforced alloy. Reinforced alloy. There, let's get a couple of those. And just right click here to get it upgraded. This one as well. And the next tier of this one is called, what's it called? The atomic alloy. Atomic alloy. Let's make sure we just have enough of this. There we go. Let's do this again. So the water's getting up again. So the water goes in nice. So it's still coolant. So we see there's some damage there. But we're gonna get some nuclear waste, and those are going in here. I'm gonna take damage. We are here. We see we're building up nuclear waste. So we're gonna use that in our next steps to make the, let's see here, nuclear waste there. We're gonna use that to create plutonium, but also polonium. Or we can use those to make the Plutonium pellets. And also, if we do this to deploy the cake and pellets, we're going to use that to make the SPS casing. But luckily we can mass produce those. This one generates a lot of Fe per tick. It generates right now 142 Fe kilo, 142,000 Fe per tick. That's quite nice. And the steam goes in there, and the steam goes back here. So this cooling is working. So that's nice. So let me build the last Draconic ball here from a Draconic evolution. I'll be right back so we can make the Polonium and Plutonium. Yes. I got my energy core in the middle, and I got my stabilizers on the side. And let's see if we can build the tier 8. Yeah, let's show a simple core. So I think I have enough resources. Let's just get some more Draconic blocks out, because I think that's the limiting resource we don't have. It's so cool that you can also right click on this and tear it up and just say auto assemble. Boom! There we go. Oh, look at all there's turtles down there. So let's get some more Draconic blocks out. Oh, it started on the Awakened Draconium now. So I think we are about to get enough. Yeah, maybe I went a little bit overboard with the amount of Draconic blocks. Yeah, I think so. I think we went a bit overboard. But that's okay. Let's see. Let's just put these back. I think it's almost done. And can we right click and say activate now? Yes. Perfect. Let me add the pylons, and we can see this here going to build up of energy. Right now, we don't have anything in it, but it can store a lot. So yeah, let me get it set up, and I'll be right back. I now have my big ball up and running. It's going to take me 6 years to fill up, even though I'm actually transferring creative energy into the ball. Let me just go to my power generation. Where is it? It's right over here. Yeah, right here. As you can see, I have this creative energy cube, and this transfers a lot of energy into the ball, but it's still going to take 6 years to fill it up. So let's go downstairs. I made my fusion reactor and also my steam turbine, and we have still some fissile fuel left, and all the waste goes over here into these barrels here. And I made this contraption over here because I need to make the, let's see here, waste. I need to make the plutonium and the polonium. And this one's going to make the Plutonium pellets and the plutonium pellet. And this is this contraption I'm going to make. So I just need to take my configurator. Let's see, my bag. And it's right there. And if I have set everything up correctly, once I do this, that was output, and this is set to input. There we go. Now waste should go into this system over here. It should go in here. Yeah, nuclear waste goes in, but it's not working. Why it's not working? And nuclear waste go in here as well. Ah, it's creating polonium. Okay, what's going on here? I think, you know what? Has it already made the things? No? Ah, it's because it's nighttime. Hang on. This one runs on solar. Let's quickly sleep. And let's go over there again. And you know what? Let's just turn this one on so we can generate some more nuclear waste. It's gonna make a horrible noise. So now these generate waste. You know what? Maybe it's because there weren't that many, so much nuclear waste in there. The majority are in here. Let me just do this. Yes. Okay, now the machines are running. Okay. So let's see here. This one is generating, yeah, and this one also get nuclear waste. This one generates polonium. Is that because it's a fluid? No, it's true. Auto date is off. This is output, yes. This is set to input. What about this one? This is there. Gases. This is input, this is output. It should go in here, right? Maybe this is a fluid. Well, let me figure this one out because we need the plutonium to go in here and the polonium to go into this one. Let me just figure this one out and I'll be right back. Apparently the gas tank can't be used, so I just put it in a pressurized tube between the isotopic centrifuge and the pressurized reaction chamber, and now we got the pellets. So yeah, we only have 2 there and 1 there, but that's all we need because we can replicate it using the TR9001 resource generator. So let me start building the supercritical, let's see here, the SPS, that's antimatter. There, I'm gonna make the supercritical phase shifter because we need these things to make the casing and also to the casing as well, and then we need the super charge cores, and this is a structure we need to build in a specific way. But now I can take 1 of each, and I can now, let's see here, yeah, I'm gonna get 1 more. So yeah, I will just let this be, and I will build the supercritical phase machine thingy right over here. What are all those sparkles in the air, and now why I'm wearing a hazmat suit? Well, I forgot a very critical part of my my setup. for my fission reactor, I forgot to add the safety feature. So I have a big hole over here. My fission reactor simply just blew up, and I now have radiation running all over the place. As you can see from the radiation dose, it's 7.5 something, but it's going down. And the same with the Geiger counter, radiation exposure, it should also be going down, yeah. So it will dissipate over time, but I need to fix my reactor and turbine because I need a lot of plutonium to make the antimatter. And I will rebuild my fission reactor, but also add the safety features. On how to build this reactor and turbine and also the safety features, I will link down to a video down below where I found a guide on how to make the turbine and reactor and also add the safety features. So let me rebuild this and also add the safety features so this doesn't blow up once again. So I have rebuilt my reactor over here, and I made some safeguards in regards of redstone signals. Again, it's described in the video. I'm going to link in the description down below. So now we have our supercritical reactor thingy, and I just need to add the supercharger coils. So we have to do this and there, and I think I should just be able to close this up now. And it's not working. What's going on? What did I forget? Did I mess something up? I think I messed something up. Let's see here. No. There's a structure not being correct. So what did I mess up? So this is 5x5. There's a SPS port there. There's a SPS port there. So these are the supercar charging coils. It should be running now, actually. And why are not working? What's going on? So the structure won't complete. What I'm missing? So if I remove, so it did complete before when I didn't have these. So let's remove these again. So if I do this now, it will not complete. What I'm missing? This one used to be a port as well. Let's add this back. SPS port. Okay, so it wants to have this one over there. Okay, and now there's Polonum. Okay, let's add the lasers on the coils and see what happens. So this should actually work now then. I don't know why they wanted to have this one over there, but yeah, that's most likely a very good explanation that I do not know. There we go. So it did something for a very short time. Yeah, and it made 1 milli bucket of antimatter. Woohoo! So let's turn this one on again. We're gonna activate this one. You produce energy, you go into there. And this one now is working. So progress, yeah, it's getting fuel. So I need to upgrade my fissile fuel production. And I need a full bucket of this antimatter. So this is gonna take some time. So yeah, let me wait a bit and monitor the situation, and hopefully once the time has passed, I also have all the radiation gone, because it's really bad over here, especially over here. I accidentally broke. Yeah, you see here it's really bad. I accidentally broke it. So, but this one is doing its thing as well. And let's look at the reactor. That's very loud. So this is burning for fuel really fast. So I need to upgrade this setup over here that actually generates the fissile fuel. This one right here. I need to put in some upgrades. Yeah. So let me do that. And once I have a bucket of antimatter, I will be right back. I found a way to cheat the system. So I actually took the very little antimatter I have right there, 32 bucket, and I put the gas, the chemical tank into our resource generator, and now we have a lot more. So now it's just a matter of doing this. Let's see here. It's mechanical, right? No, that's fluid. It needs to be I can never remember what it's called. I should say basic. It's the pressure one, yeah. So I can do this, and I do this, and now I have. If I do all sides, have to be input. There. And the bottom one is output. There. Now I have 64. So I can just replicate this into I have. So now I can just take all these gas tanks here, just put them in. Also the one I have right here. In you go. And I'm gonna take you now. I'm gonna replicate this one. Just take one out. There. And I'm gonna add you there. And I'm gonna destroy this one. I'm gonna take the 64 I have here. Put it up here. And now I have, once I set this to output, 128. So in a matter of seconds, we will soon have our antimatter pellet. So let me just finish this up so I get a bucket of it, and I'll be right back. And now that I have one bucket of antimatter, I can take again some pressurized, now remember the name, cables, and put it into a crystallizing oxidizer, because this is going to make it into an item. So if I do this, oh, this is going to make the pellet. Come on. There we go. And this one we can mass produce if I go upstairs. Whoop. There. And then we can take this one, go downstairs again. I have to do this. So to make it into gas again, the other way around. Let's do it over here. No, let's do it right there. So if we look at this one, we can turn it back into antimatter using a chemical oxidizer. So let's get an oxy, if I could spell oxisizer, this one. We're just going to remove this one. There we go. Remove you as well. Chemical oxidizer there. And we're going to add our ultimate tank, because I think that's the one we need, right? So if I put this one right there, I'm going to say for the gases, for items, it's going to be input there. The gas is going to be output there. Okay, all set up that way. Let's get a 9001 machine thingy. I'm just going to place this in the floor. Very convenient. I'm going to add you in there. Get an item pipe. Item pipe. There we go. Put you there. Get the wrench, which is not in here anymore, but it's in here. Wrench. There we go. And now we can add some upgrades. Let's see, upgrade. So we can get the speed upgrade, the engine upgrade, and also the muffling upgrade. We're just gonna put them down here. So this is gonna go faster with speed, engine, and no more sound. So this is gonna be filled up quite fast, and this is gonna be filled up as well. So soon we can make. Let's see if you look at the creative gas tank here. We need the ultimate chemical tank with antimatter in it, and we just replicate it. And the other things we can easily make because we have those in fluid form. So, but we're gonna do that in the next episode. So yeah, thank you for watching. We made the antimatter pellet using the SPS and mekanism, all that stuff. But we got the. Let me just quickly. No, where is that? I can't find the buttons. We got this one. Yes, the antimatter pellet. What other uses do we have? We can make some other thingies. I have nothing. I don't know what we use for it, but we can also use it to make the tome of knowledge. So next episode, we're gonna finish the Modpack and make the last of the creative items in the menu down here, the chance items. We're only missing 3 items now, but we are in a position where we can make them. So thank you for watching. If you like this content, like, subscribe to see more. Any comments to my playthrough or the Modpack itself, well, write it down in the comments below as well. So yeah, I will see you next episode. Bye bye.